just took control over the first map back on Cash. Now we go to Train for our second map and potentially our final one if OpTic takes control of it.
Freiburg being the selfless IGL again with the kit and smoke on CT pistol round.
Just helping out the team, you know, playing for the game itself.
Another simple pistol round here from Cork, just a double flash over mid for 4 guys going on ladder. And Mixwell's going to jiggle and get meds. Freiburg into steal from the backside, and Freiburg into steal.
Freiburg with him taking out TCK. That does secure the pistol for OpTic, as they are going to be able to clear the board. And that will also be Torque's first pistol loss in this series so far. So that's the first time OpTic have come out on top. New map. Apparently better pistol rounds for OpTic, as they're going to be able to take control here. They don't get upset again, as it seems like it happened in the past 2 pistol rounds on that last map.
Yeah, if you don't get that first kill, or if you don't get the quick trade on like the Glock pistol, I mean, it's just going to get rough there. Yeah. I mean, I think the only thing that could have saved them is if, like, maybe somebody had a molly on the bomb train. But just well played from OpTic there.
Ultimately, now OpTic get to go ahead, and they have a nice little buy advantage here, as Torque is going to be saving pretty much completely for the second round here. They are going to look for the third round buy, so we have 1 flash to get them out onto the site. They don't have a smoke to cover anything off, however, so that is going to limit their options a little bit. But as they move in, Steel is actually going to catch the first kill. On attempting to go in her, though, things aren't as peachy, as we do see Magisk shutting things down relatively quickly with 2 fast kills. A2Z, last man left alive, is going to rush up, and Magisk with the swing kill there. Quickly knocks him out with a fast headshot, and there we go, the 2-0 lead being secured here for OpTic.
I don't know why, but that thing, like, shooting at the body actually does trigger me. Like, it's just, there's something so barbaric about it.
I wouldn't mind it so much.
I could just see, like,
sometimes you just get wrecked,
you know, like, a little kid sitting behind his monitor, like, grinning as he shoots at your dead body.
especially Magisk, too. You just like envision his face, and he's just smiling menacingly as he gets that kill. HS, nicely done. Gets very aggressively inside of ladder room there and completes that kill. Torque maybe a little bit too forward, and wow, Magisk doesn't even care. Just goes directly into the open there and knocks out Steel. Already a 5v3 now.
He's probably grinning, too.
Yeah, he still has the grin. It's from that pistol kill there.
Oh, no.
Oof. All right. Well.
That's my example if anyone ever talks bad about the FAMAS, right? He just killed 2 AKers in their fair battles. HEZ is going to show the tapping ability of the AK-47.
Not for very long, though,
yeah.
only for that 1 kill.
They had like a triple vertical stack there. Right, 1 on the very like stone floor, 1 on like the wood, and then 1 all the way up in the white halls.
Keeping the terrain covered. Well, for Torque, they might just want to wipe that 1 off the board, as unfortunately that first gun round does not go well for them at all. They pretty much just get completely cleaned up by OpTic, and that's going to give them a nice way to start off this map. Not only do they win it, but I'm pretty sure they don't get traded at all throughout any point in that round there. And Torque end up on, you know, this kind of buy here now. So this is only going to serve to provide more opportunities for OpTic to amplify their economy now, going later on into the match too.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a big gut check for Torque, right, in terms of like how quality of a team they are. Obviously, they're not even in Pro League, so to even have that conversation is already a good thing for Torque, right? But to come back where the walls are closing in on a CT-sided map against OpTic, who has all the money and all the nades, or like if you can get more than 4 rounds this half from just how it started already, maybe even more than 5. I don't want to set the bar too low. Then that's a good showing for the future.
It's a fast, very focused string of nades that comes out with Torque there. Now we can see Magisk, as aggressive as always, it would seem, in the back halls there over towards box halls. However, this time he's not going to be as successful. It takes him a very long time to get that first kill. I like this little reversal, though, that's coming out from Torque. The quick swing to go down ladder room and get outside. It does present them with an opportunity to plant, which is really the only big goal of this round. And, oh, Mixwell. Ooh, he almost missed that there. So finally does end up denying the plant. They'll take a few more losses, however. In fact, it is down to 2 now after quite a bit of action happening on the outer site. Steel, however, playing 9 HP. It's going to be very rough for him to actually clutch this. You can see him maneuvering around. Probably going to end up either dropping in the ladder or going out to B and then wrapping through Z. Looks like he's taking the ladder option there. Hoping that he can get a kill. Actually, no, I like what he's doing here. He's going back, picking up that AK that Magisk dropped a while ago. So that's going to go in, or excuse me, that his other teammate dropped a while ago there. So that is going to go into his hands, presenting them with maybe a little bit of an opportunity to work with here.
Oh no, stop running.
Yeah, Yeah, he's going to be hurt here now. So they know why he's coming. HS will swing out quickly, take him down. Oh, yeah, I just realized the timer, too.
That's a cool strat, though. I mean, I don't even know if it was designed to originally go back towards outside. I think it's because Majis spotted them from so far away that they knew that the CTs would have been able to be staring at lower ramp by the time they got there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool that they have that immediate, like, they know that they were going to go down ladder there if that were the case. So it's cool. You could tell they talked about it.
And a little bit of close shave for Mixball and stopping the plant, but they do need to succeed in doing that, so it's not going to give Torque a whole lot of excess money. They get a pretty full buy anyway here. The only thing that's going to be missing is armor for the Opera, most importantly there. I only just noticed that, as it is going to be a glass cannon by this time. But he won't have utility or anything sitting behind it, and that's probably the biggest sacrifice that he need to make. And I imagine the other 4 players are actually pretty much minimum on money comparatively, where they would have had about $1,000 or so left over if they had saved or were able to get that plant on the last round.
Yeah, this is interesting too because 4-shot is normally their Opera, and he's as primary of an Opera as you're going to get at this level, like in terms of how often he does it. They put it on a block just to get that upper inner peak, right? Because Mixwell peeked him from upper box halls, basically the same angle. And I heard them exchange fire, but none of them connected. I think the 32 damage Mixwell took was from the Molotov.
Yeah, Mixwell's back now over here towards Z, watching for the ramp play. And Magisk is going to check out an upper push if they end up going for that. He's also supporting ramp too if he needs to, because he's pretty close up to it. We can see he is definitely going to be focusing on the upper play. And now they jump back in. Mixwell's going to spot it. He'll call that out very quickly to Magisk so that he's aware of it. Mixwell with a jump up, and it seems easy for him. Monty not ready to take that shot at all. Now we will finally see a smoke coming out from the T's. A Molly blocks it off, and now as they try to retreat, HS does get thrown off by that first kill there. So presents 4-shot with an opportunity to trade at least. But still, it's only 1 kill. There's still 4 players from OpTic remaining strong and alive at this point. They're going to try to take down 4-shot. In fact, Freiberg might just do the job. It's basically 0 damage from that fight, and finally baits him out into the open where Mixwell will finish off the job.
So that's a really subtle, cool play by Mixwell, because a lot of people would be kind of like, oh, why is he just holding that double scoped? He could easily get flashed. So what he does is he's sitting on the very, very back edge of the spool behind the hump that leads up to Z connector. So that way if he gets blind, he could quickly fall off of it. And he also has Magisk playing that close, like, whatever, Hiko, Zeus, or Seized angle to the right side of Bomb Train. So more happening than what you see at first glance there, Blue.
And Magisk forced up the back here. He's going to get the first kill. Ends up swinging over to the left player instead of going for the completion kill on A2Z. Might have wanted to focus up on that one, though, as A2Z does indeed end up taking him down. Problem is A2Z is only distracting out of the site. Torque are actually using an ingenious strategy here. And as they've all rotated and realized there's nothing actually happening, well, the problem is this is basically a full eco round, and they only really wanted to get a plant anyway. So now that the outside site is completely open for the taking, they can go in and get the plant. Probably won't win the round, but at the very least they get a pretty much guaranteed chance of getting that plant, which they succeed in doing.
You see Freiberg trying to spray under the train?
Yeah. A little cheeky.
I've seen an op shot go under there. It's like I can't even like it doesn't seem like the angle would even make sense.
It depends on like where you're at on the train, because it's like the train is like kind of like half fallen over, so so some parts you can like see the feet easier than other parts. Because it's like a weird object. I imagine the meshing, like the collision on it's a little bit weird too. So.
Oh, I thought everything was perfect. And,
hey. No. Cobblestone would like a word with you. Those random rocks that nades always bounce off. I think they fixed most of them now. Like 6 or 8 months ago, that was a real big problem.
Are you saying there was like? Alright, let's talk about that after.
Alright.
Maybe we'll get to see Cobble today. Oh, Steel nice. Outbraining Mixwell, and he's gonna know that Magisk would try that because it's Magisk.
Another kill too from 4-shot this time. That's over at Ivy. This is the first time we've really seen Torque try to pressure Ivy as well. They've been pretty much avoiding it for the rest of the half so far.
Yeah, and Torque pulling out the double op setup a la X-Immortals. T-side double op extraordinaires.
And right now it's working brilliantly. So
HS is going to be a snake in the grass.
Magisk goes down on the outer side. That's an open site here now too. So you see HS trying to go in. 4-shot connects a shot. Unfortunately leaves his opponent with some life. Or he's able to just spam like crazy to make sure that he does indeed go down. And now Alu, last hope here for OpTic, is left alone. He knows A2Z is near the train somewhere. Saw him going up the ladder. Playing a little bit of a cat and mouse game with him here right now as A2Z really just distracting the second flash out. Alu's finally going to fall back. He's going to have to probably deal with the T-Con player in a second as well, but he just checked it, so he might suspect that. Yeah, they're really just trying to keep Alu caged on the outer site now. They planted in there, and there we go. Finally, Steel lines up the angle, takes him down, and it is the first round for Torque going up onto the board.
Well, if you're going to start a comeback, that's how you do it, right? You keep 4 alive. You want anything more than 3, right?
A nice, clean round. That's exactly what they needed. For their offers.
So what I'm going to be looking for here is how OpTic sets up, knowing that Torque likely kept both ops. Right, so what would you do CT side if you know the T's have 2 ops? You don't really need to throw many anti-nades, right, unless it's a flash. Yeah. See, there was no nades at T mid. So not a single nade thrown.
So yeah, so that allows the Opper to go out into the open, and well, for the better Opper to hit the shot this time, which ended up being Alu as he takes down 4 shot there. Whoa! Nice bounce on the nade there. That's going to go right over Steel's head, knocking off about 25 HP. And look at this from Mixwell pushing out. He's found the bomb, so we can just have a good old time. Spots the player deep. That's a little risky to shoot that range, but thankfully TCK is not moving, so the shot becomes that much easier to hit. Now Mixwell's going to continue adventuring out, while HS comes in to defend the bomb here. And Freiburg close up to the smoke. Oh, I think they're actually going to walk right past each other. No one's going to spot. Yeah, they did.
Freiburg, I think Freiburg might be aware. No, now he is.
With the flash, he will. But the problem is A2Z's in the smoke, so we can't follow him. But
please knife him.
He can, because he doesn't realize that he's sitting right behind him. Oh no, he's going to get taken down. Frederick wants the kill, so he does have to do it normally with the rifle. And just Steel and Monty left alive now. And it's Magisk defending inner. Monty, should know how Magisk plays this. Yeah, he was expecting him in a bit of an odd position. Finds him out there. Mixwell took down Steel, however, so Monty, while he does get the kill, he only survives the encounter with 4 HP. And now has 40 seconds left. He does not have the bomb. His best hope here is to sit in box holes, try to get at least 2 or 3 kills when they attempt to hunt him down. He's making it expensive for him, and that's exactly what he's doing now. Lines up a quick headshot, takes down Mixwell. HS is probably going to peek it from the top side. Monty being loud, that causes HS to freeze. Monty tries to sneak in, and we did have him at an off angle, but HS still comes out on top due to the low HP on Monty.
You hate to see it.
Great scoreline, too.
I mean, monetary reset, but at least they can still buy. Right, so the losing bonus is gone, so they gotta win this round. Gotta have it. Yeah, I mean, like you said, the one round they did win, they won it with like 4 or 5 players left alive, so they kept that money at least. The rebuy money, one player is probably going to be kind of crap out of luck, and I believe that's Monty in this situation. So he has to go down to the ump, and he has not a whole lot to support it. But at the very least, they do still get everyone else fully bought up. Besides that. So we saw the ump get the double entry on cash.
That is true. I think inner sight's going to be a bit more of a stretch to find that double entry though.
Yeah, I think Magist is worth studying in terms of his CT patterns inner. It seems like he has a good handle on it.
Monty's kind of got a grasp on how he's playing it though, so I wouldn't say he's completely invulnerable at this point. He's been doing good, but I think like now Monty and the others on Torque have started to figure him out a little bit more. Just took a while.
I mean, he has had Mixwell there with him.
Yeah, that's very important as well. So that's a 2-man stack inside. Alu's going to miss this first shot. The smokes do cause quite a bit of chaos as A2Z is going to get the first entry here. No other kills besides that. Now a second from A2Z. Mixwell being pushed back. HS going forward there. As apparently somehow in the midst of this, someone just hits him with a knife, I'm pretty sure.
A2Z almost got the knife kill.
Yeah. And then 4-shot killed his teammate at one point. They're taking down Monty. This is the only kill, quote-unquote, that OpTic have gotten so far in this round. But that'll now change as Magisk is able to move in, taking down TCK. 2v3 on the retake here. They already have part of the bomb train back under control. The real issue, though, is executing the remaining members of Torque that now sit back behind the trains. And Magisk up on top. He pops off Steel very quickly, eliminating him from this fight. Now, where are the other two? That's the big question here. It's finding out where they're at. Magisk with another one. And now one more to go. And he's sitting way back, but thankfully he has this free peek out into the open, takes down the diffuser, and also doesn't die, more importantly here. So Magisk would have pretty much had to stick it right here. He's going to get the kill, but he does not have enough time. So while he does it up with a very nice 4K on this round, he will have to escape just barely with 5 HP left over after the explosion.
Oh, that triggers me. I mean, I understand it. It's so you have a good post plant, right? You have 3 alive through round 2, and you're peeking, right? So I think the reason they're peeking there a little bit too much is because they're kind of afraid that the CTs have a smoke, right? Like, you kind of have to respect that when the scoreline is so heavily favored against you, right? Like, you just expect them to have the necessary tools at the end of the round. Yeah. Unless you can guarantee it, which is hard to do with a lot of bodies on the floor. Wow. And their lives away to UMP, maybe a third one.
All right, Monty apparently just turns it around completely. I was about to say, very bold to see the third player drop in there after the first two get taken down so quickly, but Monty He's able to hold on to that situation. Unfortunately, trades come in only seconds later, and this one includes Monty now, as Magisk is going to be able to take him down. Just A2Z left. He does still have the bomb. But same situation really as a couple rounds back here. It's just a 1v4. He doesn't really have any utility besides one Molotov. So if he can get past Magisk, he might be able to quickly sneak off an inner plant. But that would really be his best hope here.
I think Magisk is grinning right now. Watch.
And the menacing grin. No? Oh, because he knew he was there, but still comes out on top anyway.
Menacing grin. I don't mean to connote in any negative way. Right? It's more like a enjoying himself kind of thing.
It's like a trickster.
Yeah. Trickster. Haven't heard that one in a while. Whenever I hear the word like trick, and any CSGO is anywhere nearby, I immediately think of Hunden.
Yeah.
Are we paused? What's going on? Is this like the
I was
eco
gonna say I was gonna say like if the round got canceled for some reason, but
it's the eco round pause, right? So they're talking.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, let's try and do that strat.
Looks like it's being. Yes.
Let's get 6 flashes and 2 smokes.
Or in this case, whatever this buy is.
6 flashes and 2 smokes, or 5 flashes.
And
whatever.
A bunch of half-hour buys too. Is this a force? Can you see the money? Yeah, it's a force. Man. Yeah. Thought it was. Just trying to figure it out.
Should we cast it like it's coming down to the wire here? Round 30.
No, I mean, we don't want to get the audience.
Oh,
it's a nice flash
though.
actually. We could cast it like that now. Is it going to move out? Majid's still trying to hold the line. Denies the first attempt at a plant. Trying to keep control over the situation, but only ends up with 2 kills. Mixwell's here, however. He's going to try to deny it. Goes in. Oh, runs out of ammo. So he does let the plant go off. However, obviously the round's still very much in the control of OpTic as they're going to go 9-2.
That'd be funny if that bomb plant right there leads to them winning this match. 2-3. Like on some round when they should have lost, the guy ends up having head armor, which saves him from like a pistol shot. And, it would have been even a better storyline if he had his silence done for, right? But here, I mean, this odds are stacked against you. I said at the beginning of the half that if they got 4 or more rounds, then I would have been impressed.
Yeah, and that plant really doesn't end up meaning much at the end of the day here. As you can still see, it pretty much just gives them these pistols and it's a little bit of utility that they bought up. So turns what would have been a complete full save with default pistols into slightly upgraded pistols with a couple smokes, essentially. So maybe another plant again for the next gun round, but that's probably the most they get out of what they achieved in that last round there.
Yeah, there's kind of like this weird line you have to hurdle while they, Sun is still talking about exec on the outside site. Looks like they're doing that strat where they have the option to go down ladder or in. Right?
Now with utility being deployed here is actually good flashbang coverage across most of OpTic there, but they're going to be able to recover from that pretty quickly when they push in. And are looking for the quick plant. They actually get it too, and A2Z with that kill. Here come the trades from OpTic, however. Steel with another pickup, and we see TCK pushing into Z with not too much success, unfortunately. Down to Steel and A2Z. Steel did pick up an AK to work with, but both of them now dead on the ground, and OpTic win it again, going into double digits while we are still in the first half here.
I was going to say is, in terms of like, what do you buy at this point in the game when you're getting reset all the time? Because you really can't even try to break the CT economy. You almost just have to like get those sure buy rounds in, right? Like,
yeah.
So I think that's kind of like an undervalued part of like IGLing is kind of calling based on the economy dynamics that aren't surface level.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, just looking at the money and stuff, there's no way you're going to knock OpTic out, so it's not even really worth it to contest it. Like, they got some of them low, but it's not really enough to where it's going to make a massive impact or anything like that. As long as OpTic are being smart, they should be able to spread the cash around.
That was a sick flash.
Oh, getting hit by that entirely.
That was so perfect.
Yeah. It's unfortunate they don't have anyone close enough to use that, however, to go and get a kill. So it's really just going to force him into cover for a second. And now they move it again. Another one actually lands in a pretty good spot to hit out against Alu here. Remember, Alu is just the secondary player that's supposed to come in and frag. That's Freiburg that's supposed to be taking most of the attention here. Molly goes back. Thankfully, that smoke is actually taking up quite a bit of the coverage space on the other side of server. So that should keep him outside of the Molotov in a safe position. Oh, on the way back, though. 4-shot timed that a little better. That might have been a full kill, but he does indeed leg Alu, so it brings him about 16 HP.
That is such a good IV control, though, by OpTic, even though he gets legged. Just look at the time off of the clock and
They
consider how long the rotation is from alley towards center.
Yeah.
Like, that's great to get out of there, losing no CTs and Steel gets the unlikely entry coming down the ladder.
Gets HS too, which is really surprising.
Aptly named HS, right? And Magisk grinning, lurking towards the lower ramp. I wonder if the flank's gonna come in. Look at him on radar.
They get ready to move in here too. Mixwell does get the first trade against Steel, taking him out of the picture here. TCK knocking out Freiburg right after that, however, so keeping Torqued alive in this one. Mixwell just out in the open there, gets caught, so he'll be taken down. There's a quick trade from Alu, but it's just him and Magisk, and you'll remember that Alu is legged from the earlier Ivy play too, so he really can't get out into the open. Dead man. Magisk, though, quickly strikes with a headshot against Monty. Evens out the numbers again, now to another 2v2. Magisk is still kind of stuck in here. He doesn't have a flash. His teammate isn't really able to support him either, as he only has a Molotov. So he's got rotating over here through Z. I think 4Shot is checking for this, though. Not actively. But oh, no! Alu's going to walk right in. And now one more to take down here. He's going to quickly jump onto the bomb. And does TCK peek this, or is he going to sit back? He's going to peek it, and just in time. Less than a second left on the clock. Knocks out Alu, winning it for Torqued. And finally giving them another round as we come to the closing ones of the first half.
You know, it's something I've always wanted to do in my analysis.
What's up?
Like, in terms of number crunching, is like, is there a higher probability that somebody sticks it if they have like a big lead? You know what I'm saying? I feel like there is some, like, just over the years of just playing thousands of maps. Oh god, it's depressing. I think about
For the
like, that's how it feels, right? It just feels like people stick it more often when they're in a big lead.
yeah.
Like they're just.
It's because they can kind of take those risks. I feel like if they lose the round, it's not as big of a deal at this point.
Yeah.
Since they still have this massive lead. Even if it does go 10-5 again. Just imagining the whole chat spamming back right now for that. Well, Steel's sitting back right now, waiting it out. So is the rest of Torqued. And OpTic not doing much in terms of aggressive play anyway. At least nothing's going to lead to too much action. Magisk again is caught in the back box halls, but again, there's not really anyone back there from Torqued right now. It's good intel from Magisk. They know that Torqued haven't split up into a default and that they're probably lining up something out towards A more than likely, but we'll see how that evolves as we get later into the round. Torqued's changed up their hit a few times. Don't believe that's going to happen here, though.
The late mid walk. And who is that? So HS is inside ladder. This is going to be rough.
They go out, and Flash actually does connect against Mixwell. Give him plenty of time to recover from the hit. And now it's 2 for 2 so far. Alu is going to be caught in the open again. Right. HS did find a kill from inside of the ladder room, however, so keeps the numbers relatively close. Ooh, I just realized that both him and Magisk are going to be stuck inside
It's
of
going to
here.
be a 8 and 2v3. Oh, not anymore.
Yeah.
If he didn't throw that. Well,
There we go.
I'm going to stop.
Moves out, quickly gets the headshot. There's no plant yet either. That's the really important thing here. Is now Magisk can actually kind of deny this plant, run the timer down. Oh no, they're lined up. Oh, they split just at the time they needed to as well. If they both did run out there, very real chance that he just 1v2s that right there. But thankfully they split themselves up, and 4Shot hits a very quick op shot to win out the round.
If he had won that, I would have personally gone and created a Magisk grinning meme between games. I would have gone and downloaded a shot of him midstream, being very happy.
Well, he's clearly leading the way for his team so far. I think he's already at 20 in the first half here, right?
Yeah.
21.
Look, Torque hitting that 4th round, like I said. Huh?
Yeah.
So just up to snuff, making par.
They're in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mixwell, however.
What? How is?
Did he?
So he pushed up the ladder.
I think yeah. Well, we didn't hear ladder though. We should have heard it from the player we were watching.
So what happened there is see these two guys falling back from lower ramp. They were making footstep sounds as if they were gonna be able to push. So they like make enough noise so that guy's watching inner, right?
It's a mega mind games right there.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully for Torqued, they've been able to recover from it nicely here. So now they brought it down to a 4v3. Oh, a nice spot by Steel there, too. He's able to take down Magisk. Does he expect the second player? No, he does not. Freiburg gets that. He dinks another one, too, I think. It brings A2Z down to 5 HP. So it's just Mixwell now, and that's unfortunate. The Molly spreads right under his feet, and that will close it out with Torque getting a number 5 to end the half. So same scoreline as the last map, actually.
Not bad. Like 5 rounds of the economy game stacked against you. So my hat's off to Torqued for turning your monitors on. No, I'm serious. That was pretty good. So if they get that second half pistol, I mean, this is in the ballpark, Blue. And something that you don't see often from Josh Nissan teams are dumb mistakes, right? So OpTic's either going to have to hit 6 shots, or they're going to have good strats. So they're not going to. It's not a free win against Torque, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no. In terms of like the CS dynamics and all, they've been playing very well so far. So it's more about just kind of getting the roster up to snuff and up to par, ready to kind of push themselves to the next level here.
Yeah, and I wonder. I used that comment earlier. Up to snuff. Where did that come from? Because snuff, what is that? Isn't that like a form of like tobacco or something?
I think so.
I should probably stop saying that.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily support that. I like that. That's part of like, you know, this generation, our generation is like, you just stop saying things that you don't support. Like if you don't understand it, because you're just so politically active. Gotta make a statement about everything.
Alright, well we are just waiting for the players to ready up, guys. So as soon as they're good to go, we can jump into the second half here and see. Remember, OpTic did win the first pistol. So far it's been both teams. Well, on our first map anyway, Torque won both the pistols there, so we'll see if OpTic can repeat the same feat here. And with that little tick, that doesn't mean it's about to restart and go live on 3. So here we go, 10-5 now. OpTic in the lead. Now jumping on a T side though, the map might get a little bit harder for them, and this could open up a potential rift for Torque to run a comeback on.
Freiburg taking the hit again. Did he give a P250 to HS? He did. Where's HS going to go with that? Probably ladder, because he had the good spawn. That's my guess. Or he might just look for a solo pick inner.
I think that's what he's going to do.
1-3-1.
He might,
He'll probably bait and come out late, right?
He's probably going to come ladder, because he's usually, I think he's the ladder guy on both sides.
Yeah, he's going to come out late.
Because he was ladder on CT too.
Head.
Four shot. Oh, nicely done. Just the 2-tap there. One of them's a headshot. Takes out Alu. Looking for more as he's slowly getting pushed back into the old bomb train. He does have support from a teammate, but just runs him over, and Steel just backs himself into a corner right there. Nowhere to run, nowhere to cover, not a lot of places to move. Magist just continues to run these players over too. The only one on OpTic that's actually gotten kills so far. TCK now very low too, so HS finally going to get an opportunity to chime back in. A2Z finding one headshot, and it's Magisk as well, so finally taking him out of the picture. Problem is he's now stuck behind this ticket booth with nowhere really to run, nowhere to hide, and even worse, nowhere really to fight. But he makes it happen. Oh my goodness! Almost makes that happen. If he had killed Freiburg initially, that would have been the clutch right there. But Freiburg,
he like clip his head through the side of the wall?
I think that's what happened. I think he collision hit him, so I think he hits him through the train partially, and that's the only reason Freiburg survives that.
Man.
I
wonder if A2Z even knows, right? Because it's during a match, you don't get to see like the ESCA, you know, like.
Oh, the HPs and stuff. He could have just asked what his HP was if he knew he hit him.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot people talk to each other.
We don't get to see that.
That's humans interact.
It's too risque for all the folks at home. But OpTic quickly out onto the site. Torqued. Well, they sit back here now. Magisk and Mixwell. Yeah, it's just a cleanup here. Torque don't buy into it at all, really. And A2Z, let's see, can he surprise? He can get to that. Oh, I thought if he could get to the ladder, he might have been able to take it down. But HS spots him cover from a mile away. So it's OpTic to get their 12th.
They're giving Alu some, you know, that pleasure round because he's sitting at 5 and 9. Right? There's no better feeling than running at unarmored enemies with a MAC-10.
Man, and just look at this. 26 and 9. We're, what is this, the 18th round now, I think? Yeah, 18th round.
Don't do maths.
It's always hard on ESA servers because they reset the count at halftime, so it like throws you off.
13 kills for every 9 rounds.
Wait, what?
Right, that's the ratio, right?
Oh yeah, I guess. That's correct. I think.
I mean, I don't have like a decimal
We're
calculator.
overcomplicating it a bit, but
Steel getting taken out first, probably unhappy with 4-shot not holding the angle, probably exclaiming.
Dead talk to this probably would be entertaining with stuff.
Yeah. Oh man, I would actually pay. That is a business. I'm not even kidding. That's a business model. If I could have just Steel on Dead Talk, I would pay $5 a month. Think about how many people paying $5 a month. I'm sure people would do that.
You just have to sub the Steel. That's all you have to do.
Dude, come on, Dad.
Well, OpTic get up to this first gun round with relative ease here, as it is 13-5. Now we have Torqued on the bye, and we'll get to see if they can finally get some impact rolling here. As unfortunately, they are very far behind, and it's not looking likely that they'll be able to recover here. They need to do so, though. This is a single elimination tournament. There's no room for recovery in a lower bracket, so it's do or die right here. They have to recover. They have to come back. They have to win this map. Mixwell, nicely done. The prediction shot on 4-shot knocks him right out of the park.
gosh, man, they're just taking advantage of every little thing you can do.
Every little pre-fire, little trick they can bust out here. It's very well done. Well, Steele, he's going to panic a little bit, but he does hit the first shot, trying to hunt it down. The second one, too, leads right into it. Now he's going to be able to take down Alu. Monty, however, struggling a little bit towards the bomb trade, tries to push out with his pistol in hand. That does not go so well, and not only does Monty go down, but Steele and A2Z both get eliminated, too. They got one trade in there, so ultimately it ends up in a 1v2 for TCK. He's got a lot of utility action to come out of Z with, so he might have a chance at this one. But we will see. Spots the head of Freiberg there, but now he's been spotted too, and he has to check the other side. They'll start to flash him out, try to box him in, and there we go. Freiberg completes it from close up. OpTic win that first very important gun round that might have just secured them the map.
Yeah, I mean, he had a chance there, but Freiberg played it really well. If you just look at Freiberg's movement right there, there's a lot to learn in terms of like why he does everything he did. It wasn't random. And also you saw Magisk pick up the op there. I think that was kind of a weird decision. Yeah, this map was downhill after the second half pistol, unfortunately.
So for Torque, let's take a look and see if they can. Oh, that's not necessarily the best start. I think a flash bounced off one of their teammates there. Now they're going to jump down very quickly. Steele, they get jumbled up in the doorway, and TCK tries to quickly run up against them on a flank. Not going to happen, however. They do catch that, so nice spot from HS there. And just 2 remain from the CT side that have to try and bring it back here now. OpTic. Otherwise, we'll push up to their 15th round, and we'll see the full buy from Torqued as they attempt to run 10 rounds straight in order to take this into overtime.
I mean, it would be epic, right?
Do a nice little long-range headshot there from 4-shot. At least he's doing damage. It's not going to mean much at the end of the day, but that's something at least.
They're hunting the P250.
At this point, they know that it's going for the demoralizing kill more than anything.
So, you know what's funny is I was thinking on that first gun run, I was like, wow, they should probably have a MAC 10, right? Because at this point, the CTs are like not really justifying buying head armor, right? You could just really just, right? 3 out of the 5 guys don't have head armor here, and you could either use that guy as an entry to put him on a pathway that would almost guarantee depth into the site.
This brought up an interesting point that Daze mentioned once when I was casting with him. This is more when like the ump was like really powerful, but Daze mentioned at one point that because CTs always buy no head armor, that there should be a dedicated umper on every team. Just because that guy can
when Inferno was new, because Inferno's ridiculous with SMGs.
Just basically like forcing the enemy team to, spend.
Even if you die, even if you don't get a kill, if you're designed in such a way, it's actually really next level.
You force the other team to spend like,
350 times
300,
5.
Yeah, 350 extra every round.
Times 5, right?
Yep.
So what is that? That's like 1,700, 750,
something like that.
Around there, right?
Yeah.
So it's basically
a lot of money.
cost more than the cost of the ump.
Well, as this comes down to the wire here, OpTic pushing in, Steele's able to hold the line, but unfortunately he also sets himself up for a trade. He'll go down afterwards. It's another 1v2, and TCK trying to clutch it. He'll move in. He's unspotted at first, and will go for the last kill, but it's not going to happen. HS shuts it down, and OpTic Gaming will be able to take